I'm your host, Marcus. On today is Good Friday, and it's a Feel Good Friday or whatever. But the few videos that I've posted so far, I hope that they had a positive effect on everyone who have listened to them, and everyone took the information and gathered it and used it in some sort of way. I would like to thank everybody that I've told, and they subscribed and they listened to the podcast so far. Still am a growing channel, and I still want to, get myself out there. Also would like to thank all the people that have given me positive kudos to my channel, and tell me that they've liked what I've been saying. It's just a blessing. I'm just starting out something new. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I just want to let everybody know that everything is coming together for the most part. I'm still growing, and I still want to get myself out there and make sure that I reach more people. So if I have spoken to you, or about the channel, just like, comment, subscribe, tell somebody, have that person tell 2 people, have those 2 people tell 4 people, and it goes on and on and on. I do want to get some telephone guests on here pretty soon. I don't care if it's just people that I know that want to sit down and have a conversation or whatever. We can work that out however you guys want to do that. Alright, with that being said, let's get into the topic. Today's topic is something that I've held for a while since I've heard it. It's a quote that I got from a member of Public Enemy, Professor Griff. He has a quote that he always says that if you can't change the people around you, then change the people around you. And what does that mean to you? Like, what is your purpose around the people that you're around? Like, what makes you like the person that they want to be friends with, or what makes your girlfriend want to be with you, or what makes your boyfriend want to be with you? Like, what is it about you that makes you you? Like, what is it about yourself that you feel, a person that makes people like to be around you? So, with that being said, what attracts people to you? What makes the, your aura, or your essence, or your, just, your personality make people like to be around you? I can say with me that I have a little bit of a funny bone. I can say I'm intellectual at a certain extent. I can say that I'm a cool person to be around. Like, I don't really have a negative outlook on life, and people like to be around me because they like to laugh, and I have a magnetic personality, and I'm a laid back person, but I'm a very I'm chill, but I can be very uplifting. I can be very positive. You know, I like to speak certain information to make people listen or whatever. So to get into my first question, what do you do to have a magnetic personality? Like, what makes you special to people? And I just spoke about that. Like, what is it about you that has your friend, like when you were a young child and, you know, you was making your friends, you know, and we really don't think about that, you know, when we're kids, but like when you were making your friends when you were a child, what made you pick the certain people that you're around? And are you still friends with those people now? I can say within the 30 years that I've been alive that I have one friend that I've been cool with since, I'll say since I was born. We have a 30-year friendship. And, you know, I can say, because I really can't speak on, you know, my best friend's viewpoint, but with my viewpoint, when me and him were growing up, what made me be his friend is because, number one, he was in close proximity. He was my next door neighbor. Number two, we rode the same bus together. We were in the same class together. So, you know, with that, we're friends. You know, I became friends with him because, you know, he was a very cool person to be around. And, you know, even today, like, if we don't see each other for however many months, when we come back together and we chill and we talk, it's like no time has been lost. And I would say that I'm grateful for that, because you don't really, you know, some people don't really have a lot of close friends like that. And I will also say that when we were growing up, we got into a lot of trouble together. And you know, like, we always had each other's backs or whatever. So, like, you know, he's been my friend for years. So, you know, it's nothing that can happen that can break that bond between me and him or whatever. So to get back to the question, you know, what do you do to have a magnetic personality? I would say, just to speak on me, that, you know, I'm very witty. I'm very fun to be around. I'm serious at times, but not all the time. Like, I don't really take life that seriously. I like to, you know, play around, joke around. I like to be the life of the party or whatever. You know, I have a personality that draws people to me. But also, like, and I'll say this for just regular friendships or, you know, relationships between people, you know, man and woman or whatever. Like, is it the person's wit that you're attracted to? Is it their strong personality? Is it a leadership quality? Is it a vulnerable personality trait that draws you into them, that you would like to explore, to change, so to say? Or would you, you know, or do you see that vulnerability as them being shy or whatever? Because, you know, growing up, I was a very shy person. Like, so for me to make the friend that I had was very enlightening to, I would say, my sisters and my mom, because, like, I didn't really like being around people because I was very shy. You know, if it wasn't family members, like, you know, but like strangers, I was very shy. And also, like, what turns you on about a person? Like, I would say that more in a intimate relationship. What makes you, like, what about that person have you sit back and think and scratch your head like, damn, I really fuck with this person like that because of this quality, or because of this trait, or because of, I don't see that within myself, but I see that in that person, so I want to explore that to see how they're that way. Like, what is it about somebody that attracts you to them to make you go like, oh, okay, let me see what that's about, so I can, you know, further my education on what that is. So I can say with the it's probably like a small amount, like a handful of women that I've been with, where I was very taken back, like wow, like I didn't see this in this person. I would say with one girlfriend that I met when I was 24 years old, she was very smart. Like, she was very intellectual. Like, our conversations, and even now, because we're friends, like, her conversations alone have me sit back and think, like, why didn't I think of that? Like, how is it that I didn't have the words to say that? Like, I just remember when I first met her, when I first met her, like, we sat and had a conversation. You know, I didn't know her, she didn't know me, and, you know, we vibed on certain things, so, you know, I wanted to further the conversation, so I gave her my number. I told her, call me, or whatever. I'm free at this time, I'm free, you know, these days, like, let's talk, like, you know what I mean? So that eventually went into a relationship, a 2.5 year relationship. So, with, I would say, another girlfriend, I would say her culture, like, you know, when you experience another person's culture, it's very enlightening too. That could attract you to someone. She was Puerto Rican, and, you know, I had Puerto Rican friends or whatever between the ages of, I would say, 12 or 13 up until now, where, like, you know, their mom has a very thick accent, and when she would speak to her family that lived in Puerto Rico, that she would speak Spanish. So, you know, I was like, huh, that's pretty interesting. I've never heard, you know, Spanish around me before. I want to know what she's talking about, and I want to learn the language or whatever. I still don't know how to speak Spanish, but still, it drew me into wanting to be their friend more, because they had a different culture than what I was accustomed to of growing up. So with her, you know, she spoke Spanish. Her family spoke Spanish. You know, I always have this thing to where when people are speaking Spanish, I just listen for my name, and I look at their eyes to see what they're looking at, to see if, you know, they're talking about me or not. But that's neither here nor there. But what attracted me to her was she was a very cute girl. She, you know, she was very Puerto Rican in the sense of, like, her mannerisms and the way she spoke and the way she made herself, like how she presented herself to the world or whatever. So, like, that attracted me a lot, and I wanted to see what I could come out of it to better myself or whatever. Plus, I also wanted to see what I could bring to her to have her have a certain outlook on what, you know, my culture was. Not saying that she wasn't accustomed to African American culture, because most of her friends were African Americans or whatever. So, you know, it wasn't something that she wasn't that accustomed to. It was just that, you know, furthering her understanding of, you know, who we are or whatever. So, also, like, what are some core qualities that make you the person that everyone likes? I would say with me, like I've been saying, it's my wit. I'm very witty. Like, I can have a joke about anything. Like, I can make a joke about a pair of shoes. I can make a joke about somebody's glasses. I can make a joke about, you know, anything. I can make a joke about a piece of cheese. Like, I can make a joke about anything, and that's what draws people to me, because I'm very witty. I'm very funny. And also, like, I feel as though that people say I have a kind mentality to myself. Like, I'm very kind and gentle. But I won't say that I'm a pushover though. Like I'm not nice to the point to where I can be pushed around. But I'm nice when it, you know, where it counts. Like, you know, it's a couple older ladies that I work with, and, you know, me knowing that they're older than me, they have more wisdom and everything. Like, I try to get as much information and wisdom from them as possible, because, you know, I'm gonna mess up within, you know, my time here, but I want to know the nuances of how to maneuver and how to use that information to, when I get to certain points in my life, that I can use those tools that they've given me. So I also would say that most of my core qualities, or even y'all think, what is some of the core qualities that you think that you bring to your friendship, or, you know, an intimate relationship or whatever? What is it that you have? Like, what are the tools that you use that bring you closer? Or even, what are some of the core qualities you have that even push people away from you? I can say some of the ones that push people away for me is, I'm very stern, and I'm very, stubborn. I'll listen to what you have to say, but if it comes to a point where I have to pick and choose of what's right and what's wrong, and I have the idea of what I think is right at the time, I'm gonna choose what I feel as though is right. But, you know, I never think that I'm right all the time. So if I feel as though that you have something that is right and what I should do, I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna analyze it, I'm gonna digest it, and I'm gonna apply it to my life. And that's the whole that's the whole thing. Like, if you can't change the people around you, then change the people around you. If you bring certain qualities to a friendship, a relationship, if you bring certain values to your friendships, and they feel as though that you have the right sensibilities of knowing certain stuff, you know, I would say, like, you know, that change for the better, never change for the worse. Because if you change for the worse, then, you know, you'll start going through the same cycles. And I started seeing that about myself. When I started doing certain stuff, and I started getting the same results, and then I started having to analyze, okay, well, if I stop doing this, then it won't happen anymore. And then if I start doing this, then I'll get different results from it. And that's the whole thing. You have to change yourself before you try to even think of trying to change someone else's view on life and other things. Like you can't be a stubborn mess to where it's your way or the highway. It'll never work at all. And that's something that I feel as though that I had to learn between the ages of 25 to 28. I went through a very rough patch within that time frame because because of dealing with certain things with a relationship and having to take a lead role in the relationship that I was in, and me, being in a really fully realizing my adulthood at that time. And I'm not saying that I wasn't ready for it, but it was very hard grasping that, okay, I'm an adult. I have to do these certain things in order to uplift another person. So I had to buckle down and fly right to realize that the things that I was doing when I was not in a relationship and not living with someone, it doesn't fly anymore. Like, those things don't fly. I have to do it this way. So another question that I have is what would you lose if you were to stop being close to the people you're close to? Now, I know that might be hard for some people to think about, because you're like, well, why would I ever think about if I lost a friendship? Like, I wouldn't lose nothing. Like, you would. Number one, you would lose a bond that you've had, and determine on how many years you've had this bond with this person. Like I said, I have a friendship that I've had for 30 years. And I would say there's nothing that would break that bond apart, because we're not even, I don't even consider ourselves as friends anymore. That's a brother of mine. His little sister is my little sister. His mom is like a second mom. His stepdad is like a stepdad to me. Like, there's nothing that will break that apart. I have other friendships that I've had for years also, since elementary school. No one and nothing can ever break those things up, because they've been here for years. Nothing's gonna stop it. No one will stop it. Like, a tornado couldn't stop it. Like, nothing can stop these friendships from ending at any point. But if I've only known you for a few years or a certain amount of months, and I'm not really feeling certain things about you, okay, well, I'll break that off, and it's like, all right, man, or all right, homegirl, I can't really be your friend because you show certain qualities about yourself where I'm like, I can't really deal with that, because, I've dealt with stuff like that further, back from where I'm at now. I can't double back from what I was doing. I'm on this right now. So, also, if you do lose those friendships, was there a fair exchange within the relationship to begin with? Like, let's think of it like a grocery store. There's goods and services. The goods is the food that you want to purchase. The service is that, you check out, you give your money, you leave. There's certain things that have to be there in order for you to carry the food, such as the carts and the bags. Is there a kind and uplifting customer service atmosphere? Can you find everything within the store, and is it in the right places? Like, what is your fair exchange What is the goods and the services that you're offering to someone else? Like, is this friendship something that you wanted because you've never had, like, let's say you never had a girl that was a platonic friend as a guy. Like, what goods are you willing to give for her to execute services? Or on the flip side, let's say a girl never had a guy as a friend and that's what she wants to explore. What goods can he give up for her? Or no, what goods can she give up for him to offer services? Like, what is it? Like, or if there isn't anything there, then, you know, what do you think after that? Do you break everything off? Do you stop being someone's friend? Do you just stop talking to them? Like, what is it? Like, what is it that you feel as though that the friendship doesn't have, that you're like, okay, well, you know, I've tried, I can't do this, you know, I'm just gonna leave you alone, let you do you? Like, what is it within the whole friendship that you're not feeling? And will it hurt if you lose that friendship? Will it not hurt if you lost that relationship? How would you feel? That's all where it comes down to. How would you feel? I would say if I lost the friendships that I've had for years, I would be devastated. I've been friends, you know, it's only a handful of people that I'm really like close friends with, and those friendships, I would say, have changed me over the years. They've helped me. I've learned from them. You know, we've had good times, we've had bad times. Like, you know, thinking about all that stuff, you know, it would hurt. So, you know, even within the sense of death, that's you losing a friendship. So it's like, how bad would it hurt? And it would hurt a lot if any of my best friends die. You know, because, you know, you've been there since day one with this person. They've been there since day one with you. You know, I'm pretty sure that it's a fair exchange of feelings that would happen if you lost someone that you were very close to. And, you know, that question right there is something that you should really think about. Is, you know, what would you lose if you were to stop being close to the people you're close to? Just think about it. On the flip side of the coin, what would you gain if you were to stop being close to the people you're close to? So, you know, is it peace of mind that you have? Like, okay, I don't have to deal with this type of situation anymore, so I don't really have to worry about it anymore. Or is it ending a toxic relationship? Was this person a nuisance to the point to where you couldn't deal? Do you, and I would say that within a regular, intimate, romantic relationship also. Have you been in a relationship so toxic to where you couldn't deal with the shit no more, so you just had to get the fuck away from it? And the gain out of that is you get to leave this person alone. You get to gain peace of mind. You get to gain your life back. You get to gain all of these things you didn't see when you was with this person or whatever. And that's also with a regular just friendship. What would you gain? How toxic is the relationship to where do you have to get out of it? And or can you deal? You know, is that the gain? Okay, it's not that toxic to where I can't deal. So if I maneuver myself this way with it, will it help? Will that be the gain? So with that, if you lost it, is it like you're losing extra baggage or a weight on your shoulders that you've been holding? Are you holding this person up? Like, are you at the point to where it's just you who does this relationship? Is it a weight on your shoulders that you want to get the fuck off of it? Get the fuck off your shoulders to where it's like when you feel that weight lift off, it's just a sigh of relief. Oh my gosh, thank you. I don't have to feel this way anymore. And I would have to say everyone goes through a game in their life. Some people think that every lost relationship is a game, but sometimes it's not. It all depends on what type of person you've been dealing with. Are you dealing with someone that interrupts everyone's life that they're around to where they feel as though that they're lonely to the fact of where the only way that I can get attention is to have some sort of relationship and then have the auspice of fucking them over at the end of the day? Have you been in a relationship to where each person that you're around that have a toxicity to themselves, metaphorically, can you smell it on them? Can you feel something about them that is toxic? Can you see it with your eyes? Like, they do these certain things where I know it's going to be a problem at the end of the day. Can you, or can you, and what have you heard about someone that makes a toxic relationship? Is taking someone else's advice about someone else toxic within itself? But what would be a gain of losing a close friendship that you've had within years on out, or just say a few months? Like, what is it about someone that makes you very like standoffish about someone? Like, what is it about it? So that's another question to think about. Like, what do you feel about a relationship that you're close, that you have, a close relationship that you have? What would you gain if you lost that relationship? I have lots of examples for that, but I don't want to say them because it could make the person look, it could make them look very crazy. So, and I don't want to divulge any type of like intimate information about relationships I've been in, but I do have several examples of something like that. My gains and my losses of close relationships. It's life. Is what you do is what happens. So what is it about that you'll be able to deal with after everything's done? Next question is there anything about yourself that makes people feel like you're acting differently than your usual actions or self? The whole thing about life is to evolve. I heard Kevin Hart on his XM radio show, Straight to the Heart, today, and he was talking about evolving. I guess there was a comedian or a radio host or a TV show host that had said that his comedy is no longer for black people anymore. And I personally feel as though that Kevin Hart is still as funny as he was when I first saw him on his half-hour special on Comedy Central. He's been as funny since that day. So what is it about someone saying that he's not funny anymore? He's just evolved. His comedy isn't the same anymore. His life isn't like it was. He's not living in Philly anymore. He's in Hollywood. He's doing movies. He's doing all this stuff to make a life for his family. And who is that person to say that Kevin Hart isn't making jokes for black people anymore? He's making jokes for all people. And I'm not trying to be on no kumbaya shit. It's just the name of the game in life is to evolve. Because from the very beginning of time, there was little things in the ocean that evolved to something else, that evolved to something else, that evolved to something else, to what you see now. It's called getting better and getting better. Being better and getting better. Who knew, thousands of years ago that, there would be, dinosaurs, and then from dinosaurs it would be mammals, and then from mammals it would be humans, and then from humans it would be, who knows what the next step is of evolution. It's all about being better. So if someone brings information to you, their own personal feelings, listen to them. But at the same time, please let them know that, look, I'm just trying to be the best me. I'm just trying to live my best life. I'm just trying to do this with my life. I'm just trying to be a better person. Because if you're not trying to be a better person, then why are you even here? Like, it's all about being better. It's all about getting better. Like, just take what you see and try to at least apply something of that to your life, because you have to change sometimes. Like, I can say I've been through at least 2 changes so far within the 30 years that I've been alive. First change happened at 25. The second change happened at 27. And I'm not saying that I'm done, but 30 is really showing me some stuff that I wasn't expecting, that means I have to change to evolve so I can deal. So with that, what do y'all feel as though about that? Like, what is it about you that will make someone say that you're acting differently? Your actions aren't the same. You're not the same person that you used to be. Like, what do you feel that someone would come to you with that information to, say something like that? Like, you haven't really been paying attention to how you've been acting. You've been just trying to be a better person each day that you get up and get out of your bed to go to work, to provide for your family, or, deal with certain stuff of the day, or, what would you take away from someone telling you that you seem different? What would you take away from that? If I feel as though if someone came to me and told me, Marcus, you've been acting a little different lately, I would take that as a compliment, because it's, to me, okay, I'm doing something good then. I'm being a better person than what I was yesterday. not tooting my own horn to say that I'm doing good every day, but you know, I'm open to anyone telling me if I'm doing wrong or if I'm doing right. Like, I'm open to it. Like, I take that sort of information and put it to my life. You know, if it's worth taking the information and using it or whatever. And also another question is, are you a benefit to the people around you, or are you a curse? What would be the benefits of being around somebody? Number one, a bond. Number two, a close friendship. Maybe you have a certain quality about yourself that people like and they want to apply to themselves. So they watch you and, you know, they look at your nuances of how you maneuver through certain adversities and situations and stuff like that. Or are you a curse? Do you bring everybody down that you're around? Do you have a negative outlook on everything? Do you make everybody upset when you come around? Or do you make yourself the center of attention for bad shit? Like, it could be anything that you could be a curse about. But I wouldn't put all of that for a curse, because, you know, you never know what somebody's been through. So it could be a cry for help. It could be just something that they're going through. Like, it could be anything that could make someone be a curse to someone else. You know, even with the benefits, you know, we never know how someone was raised or how they came up. So, you know, they could have had a great family that backed them in everything, or they could have had a great, you know, positive outlook on life from what they've seen, you know, either just their mom or both their mom and dad, or just their dad, you know, dealing with life and how to, you know, use certain situations and how to do stuff or whatever. Like, you never know, you know, how someone came up. So it's like, you know, that could be a benefit. Those are benefits. And then what I also, you know, spoke of with the curses could be curses. So, you know, you never know with that. So, excuse me. I would like to say, I've had a lot of, you know, friendships within my life. Lost a lot of friendships within my life. It's just how you maneuver through certain things to be either the benefit, or you could be that curse. So I would say, if you're the benefit, keep on, further yourself, further your friends, help out, do what you got to do. I would say, if you're a curse, please remove yourself from people that literally don't want you around anymore. Like, you could easily benefit from leaving a certain group of people because you're a curse than to stay. Because the old saying goes, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. What link are you? Okay, so with my next question, it would be, what is the definition about you that makes you, you, and why? I would say, with me, the definition of Marcus is that he's a very kind person. He's very funny. He loves to love. He likes to be around people. He likes, being within his own thoughts and, having his alone time. But still, within the grand scheme of things, he likes to meet new people and experience new things. Like, that is my definition of myself. And that's what I feel as though that I live by every day. And I would love to have people around me to show them how to, be themselves and to, show them that, you don't have to have a certain mentality to maneuver through life, or you don't have to have, a certain way of thinking to show, your qualities or whatever. Like, I'm a laid back guy that, that doesn't even get in trouble with anything, that doesn't take a lot of nonsense into account, because I don't want to be around that anymore. I used to be around shit like that when I was, in my teenage years, in my early 20s. Like, stuff like that does not excite me anymore. Like, I rather live a quiet life now, because it's all about having a peace of mind now, because I get to get out my creative juices. I'm not around a lot of nonsense to where it'll throw me off. I make sure that everyone that I'm around is well taken care of. I make sure everybody that I'm friends with is is cool. Their mindset's right. They're in the right mindset of getting their stuff done that they have to get done, or whatever. Like, I just make sure that everybody's good or whatever. So that's something to think about too. Like, what is the definition of you that makes you you, and why? Like, there's something to think about. It's the weekend, so some people don't like to really think about too hard stuff. So it's like have it come in and out of your mind throughout the weekend, and Easter Sunday's coming up, so listen to the preacher, see what he has to say. Even if if you're of another religion, such as Muslim or Judaism or Hinduism, or if you're a Hebrew Israelite, on the day of the Sabbath, make sure you guys are listen to the preacher and see if anything that I'm saying is anything close to what the preacher or the imam or the sheikh or the whatever is speaking about or whatever. And with that, I would say we're coming to the end of the podcast, but I would like to say what my final thought is. Be a benefit to someone. If you feel as though that certain qualities about yourself, are not up to par to someone else, how do you feel as though that you can change something about yourself to make yourself worthy of being around that certain person? I've been around a lot of people. I've been around, I have a business friend that has, a couple bookstores. I know barbers or whatever, that handle their business or stuff like that. I would say those people have a good outlook on life, because they have to make business calls and business decisions. And like I said within my last video, you treat everything that you do like a business. So you have overhead, and you have certain other things within your business that you have to take care of and make sure that the bottom line does not get messed up at any certain time. So when you have that business mindset and you have that type of outlook on life, what can you do within your life to make sure that your bottom line isn't getting messed up at all? So yeah, so I would say with that, this will be the end of this podcast today. Everyone, please like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, please tell somebody to tell somebody else to tell somebody else. I would like this channel to grow. I would like to thank the people that I have told, that have listened, and that has gave me positive reinforcement of what I'm doing and telling me what they like or whatever. Also, tell me what you don't like about the channel. Tell me something that I should change about the channel. If you have any type of topic ideas that you want me to do, tell me. I'll do my research to the best of my abilities to try to get questions for myself to answer for you guys, to further the knowledge on what I feel as though should be said and what should happen. I'm very open. Like the description says on the channel, this isn't just my channel, this is your channel too. So please, if you have any sort of ideas or anything of what I can do and what you guys want me to talk about, please hit me up in the comment section. Also, I just put up Sunday the social media pages for the channel. I'm on Facebook at Marcus Speaks, and I'm on Instagram at Marcus__speaks. I did have a fan page on Facebook, but I took it down because it became too much. I'm trying to get the swing on, getting back into social media. I haven't been on social media within the past 5 or 6 months or so. So I'm getting back in the swing of, checking notifications and getting back with people and stuff like that. So, please be patient. I'm, getting used to everything again. I'm getting used to getting this channel how I want it in, my format and everything. And also, I do want to have phone guests or whatever. Not so much having a live guest within, where I'm at doing this, but I would like another phone guest. King Asia was great. I feel as though in the second some questions and solutions on romantic relationship, I feel as though what we talked about was good. Also, I would like to say, please follow her on all formats that she's on: YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Please follow her too. She has a great page. I follow her as well on YouTube. I haven't really been on Facebook or Instagram lately to follow her on those platforms either. But please go over to her page, her channel, and please follow her. Get her subscribers up. Get my subscribers up. Get her followers up also. And that would be that'd be nice, because we're both struggling YouTubers, trying to get into the YouTube world and stuff like that. But like I said, this is your channel. Please give me ideas. I kind of struggled with this topic because I was basically burnt out a little bit from the past couple weeks that I've been doing these videos, because I suffer from creator's block. I didn't really have anything to really talk about until I looked at one YouTube video of Professor Griff's, and he said his quote, and I was like, right there, that's the video. So yeah, just like, comment, subscribe on this page if you're not a subscriber. To all the subscribers, you know, hit the like button, comment, you know, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. I take all forms of criticism. So that being said, this is the end of this episode. Hopefully I will have another episode by tomorrow. I will be thinking of a topic to talk about, but if you guys have any ideas, please let me know. Hit me up on either platform, YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. I'll look at all the comments. I'll, you know, if you have any ideas, I'll get back with you guys. And yeah, that is the end of this video. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for listening, and see you later. Oh yeah, and please hit the bell icon so you guys can get every new video notification when posted. Thank you.